What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, man. I am back too. Shit, I matched my boy behind me, right? Telling you right now, my boy ain't nothing to it but to do it. You know, this cat don't talk about it, he stays about it. Proof is in the pudding, baby. First and foremost, man, let me give a quick shout out to all my channel members, my subscribers, my followers, and everybody that's been interacting with my channel. And today, I'm gonna pick up a little bit where the homie Shady boy left off about the way people behave behind them walls, while doing their incarceration when certain things land. You know what I mean? People come out of character. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Very unprofessional, and that shows a lot about people. The people that be chasing the dragon. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But once again, people, this is a fitness channel. I am a full-time online fitness coach. If you want to get started with your fitness journey, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. As a matter of fact, go check out my Instagram. On my Instagram, I have over 2 years of material of me hitting the gym religiously at 2 a.m., never missing, on tweaker hours, but not on the tweak. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It became a lifestyle for me. It was either get a life or do life, people. It's not a puzzle. It's not hard to figure out. And in some of your cases, it's either you need to get right with your health or you're going to check out before your time. Which is it? I mean, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Are you going to be selfish and just say, fuck it, me vida loca, and not worry about the way you leave your family once you leave this earth? And you know, I hate coming at people like this, man, but I see people day in, day out neglect their motherfucking health, man. And then when they're on their sick bed, now they're on their hands and knees asking for help. You know what I mean? You guys just let shit get out of hand, man. Prevent it from happening. Invest in yourself. Health is wealth, baby. And whether it be with me or the next coach, man, it really doesn't matter. You know, I like for my gente to start improving their health and living longer and stronger for their family, man. You know, it's time to break them limited beliefs. You know, come out that circle that we've kept ourselves in, you know. Start leaving generational wealth for our children, you know what I mean? And our generations, you know, to come, man. You know what I mean? Stop being another statistic. You know, stop falling for all the bullshit that goes on out here in this nation, man. But anyways, man, that's another thing. This cat right here rambles on a lot. So if you don't like rambling, then you must get to stepping. You know what I'm saying? I am gonna speak a little bit about nutrition, and I'm gonna speak a little about ketones, because we're back to the ketones. People are very interested in ketogenic diets. A ketogenic diet is very beneficial, you know, especially if you include intermittent fasting. There's so many benefits behind it, you know, autophagy and, you know, going through ketosis and utilizing the fat that's stored in your body as a source of energy instead of, you know, providing glucose, carbs and all that stuff for it. It's very beneficial. So I'm going to break down to you what a ketone is, okay? It isn't a fat, carb, or protein. It has characteristics of a fat and carb, but it's not, people. It actually comes from fat, but a ketone is an alternative fuel source, and the way that you get ketones is you simply lower your carbs in your diet, or you reduce the frequency of eating. And this is why I'd recommend a low carb diet. Recommend a low carb diet, man. That's it's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Okay. As far as myself, a low carb diet with intermittent fasting, that way you can you know, maximize your ability to make ketones. Ketones have many advantages versus regular glucose fuel. It will increase the oxygen in your body. It increases your energy. It supports the brain. In fact, your brain prefers ketones over glucose. Same thing with the heart. The heart prefers ketones over glucose as well. So if your heart is damaged or your brain is damaged, ketones are the answer, and they can bypass mechanical damage pathways and feed the tissues directly. Most of the tissues can run on ketones. Okay? But some parts need glucose. This is where everyone has a confusion and think that they have to consume glucose to get glucose. No, there's this thing called glucose neogenesis. Your body can make glucose if it needs it from fat and proteins. You don't need to consume carbs to get glucose. Now, it does take time to turn the fat into ketones. It's going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 days. It all depends on how damaged your insulin is in your body, okay? So, if your pancreas is damaged, you know what I mean? It's also going to slow down the progress as well, you know? So, that's why I say, man, it's very important to start investing in yourself today, because I'm going to give you an example. It's kind of like a car, okay? You put off that check engine light, you figure, oh, fuck it, my car's still running good, right? That check engine light was designed there for a reason. It's to notify you, to let you know that something's going to happen with your car if you do not take care of it. You need to take care of the basic maintenance on it. But a lot of us cheap asses, and I'm going to keep it real, a lot of cheap motherfuckers out there just don't want to invest in their vehicle. They figure, oh, shit looks good. It got 24s on it. Shit looking proper, you know what I mean? But internally, just like your body, shit's rotting away. Why? Because you're not taking care of it. You're not giving it what it needs. So eventually that check engine light leads to something more bigger. Now your fucking car is putting, going up a motherfucking hill. Okay, you start to putting, then later on it starts losing power. And then it gains its power back, and you're cool. You say, oh, it was just like a glitch or something. Boom. So you decide to take another run. Now that motherfucker leaves you stranded. That check engine light, a simple check engine light that probably required an O2 sensor to be replaced, or maybe a loosened gas cap that wasn't being sealed correctly, led to other problems. Why? Because in that fuel system, it provides a certain amount of fuel throughout the system. Now, if you're feeding your car a rich fuel, more than what it needs, it's going to start burning parts in your car. That's layman's terms of what happens in your body, people. Okay? So, once again, if you want to get started in your fitness journey and become that best version of yourself, shoot me that DM. High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_, or you could email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. There ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. I will get you signed up with the 3-month program. And in my 3-month program, you will be able to acquire the knowledge and the tools to apply this to your daily lifestyle, to stay on top of your A game, to do what I do. I'm telling you, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. It isn't a fucking puzzle, people. It's so simple. Once you have the blueprint, you follow it through, you apply it to your daily lifestyle, and once you start applying it, it becomes your life without you even noticing it. You get up in the morning, you shake them sheets, brush that grill, do whatever the fuck you do in the morning, you know what I mean? I know what I do, but you do what you normally do, and then you apply this part to your lifestyle. Because the day you miss, you feel guilty. There's a void. That's when you know you're dialed in. You know what I'm saying? I could take a day off, but what for? What do I gain out of it? I stay dialed in on a daily. You know what I mean? I'm always on my A game. I never have to get ready because I'm always ready. You know, so if you want to become that elite warrior and become that 10.5, shoot me that DM, man. Stop bullshitting. Because you keep on lying to yourself day in, day out. You haven't gotten them results yet. Summer's already here again. And you still look the same. You're going to be walking around the poolside wearing a motherfucking t-shirt. And when your homies dunk you in the pool, you're going to come out looking like a terrible wet t-shirt contest. Or you're going to be sitting at the beach with your t-shirt on. Unless you're one of them real proud fools, you know what I mean, that don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Hey, so be it. Hey, I don't fat shame. If you're happy with the way you look, hey, I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, it's a brighter road when you're healthier. you don't have no limits. You know what I mean? You'll still be able to throw around your grandchildren, throw them in the air and catch them and run and play with them. You be that healthy grandpa out there. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm not a grandpa yet, but you know, I walk around with individuals that are my age and they can't do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because they've neglected their health and they're okay with it. You know, they live a different life than I live. You know, I have 5 boys. I'm waiting for my kids to give me some grandchildren. And I know once I have my grandchildren, I'm going to give them the life that I wasn't able to give my children. Why? Because I'm on top of my A game now, man. I'm not going back to jail no more. I'm out here pushing that good vibe. I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything that I'm asked of. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've did my thing, did my dirt, did my time, gave my respects to everybody back there, and will always give my respects to the people behind them walls. But anyways, people, with that being said, I'm going to bring it to my homeboy Shady Boy. My homeboy Shady Boy was interviewed by Negra from Indicted TV. Negra and LA Icon. Well, Negra's the one who interviewed my homeboy Shady Boy, okay? My homeboy Shady Boy was up there, you know. I remember I met Shady Boy through his music, okay? I'm going to keep it real. He's younger than me. He comes from a different area of my neighborhoods, from my barrio, same clique. You know what I mean? But he's, like I said, I've seen him through his music. And being that I came from the same background from him, I seen the demons that he was suffering with. I could relate to it. You could hear it in his music. His music is very emotional. I've reached out to the homie more than once. Shot him my best wishes and, you know, my respects to him, as I should, from an older homie, you know what I mean, as me being his older homeboy. And now I see the change today. This is the Shady Boy I've been waiting for. Hey, my boy's on his game. Sky's the limit. So for those of you that are out there that were fucking fiddle diddling, letting that bag go by, hey, be on the watch out. Because my boy Shady Boy is on point now. He's doing his thing. He looks good. He's a counselor. He's working. He's, you know, he's got his place. Everything is going in his favor now. Why? Because I remember shooting him a message one time before too. Say, hey, my homeboy, I told my homeboy, hey, tough times don't last, homie. Tough people do. And you know where we come from. We wildflowers, baby. We will survive any type of weather, any type of condition, any type of environment. Wildflowers, we sprout up everywhere and we will survive. I shot him that message a while back, and this is what I see became of him. He's resprouted and he's blossoming, man. He looks good. He's doing his thing. I mean, you could just see it. You know, coming from an ex-Dolphin such as myself, there's no masking when you're a Dolphin, man, because a Dolphin could see another Dolphin straight up. And my boy is doing his thing. But yes, I rambled on. That's just what this OG does. Well, anyways, my homeboy was speaking on an incident that happened in Supermax, and I could relate to that, man. I went through the same shit, and I've spoke on it in the past about my other videos. You know what I mean? This last time when I went through the county jail, it was a fucking circus. I remember kicking it with the homie. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was a maravilloso. And he was telling me, because the way shit was being ran in there, the pad was ran by a resident. Not saying resident, saying entitled to do that, but you know, it usually didn't work that way back when we were going through the system. And the reason why this resident was running was part of that part of the pad, while running the pad right there, him and another individual, was because he had let's just say a resource on getting something in there to the pad. So he was the man, you know what I'm saying? And I see motherfuckers that I know are solid. But as soon as shit hits the pad, as soon as something lands, and we all know what we're talking about, as soon as the dope hits, people start acting weird. They get out of character. They forget who they are. And I'm gonna keep it real and 100% with you. The day when that fucking Scante came out, I remember pulling over and speaking to homies and telling homies, hey, my boy, you better knock that fucking shit off, homeboy. I'm seeing a part of you that I've never seen before. And the part that I'm seeing is looking kind of funny. And I'm referring to homeboys that I've done time with. I'm not referring to the homies in my hood, even though it's happened in the hood too with individuals. They start getting a little funny. We were calling that shit the queer juice. You know what I mean? It had a different effect on different people. And it made them come out funny, man. You know what I mean? So my homie Shady Boy was reflecting on that incident that happened with somebody that brought some dope in, and it came in from a different race, man. And when that dope came in and he shot some to the homie that had that whole corner over there caught wind of it and asked, hey, where's my shit at? Instead of looking foolish, because it didn't come from our gente, so that the homie wasn't entitled to that. The homie was blessed with that. He blessed it to another homie, you know. But that homie in charge took it as like being disrespected and wanted his shit. Whether he was gonna utilize that to send feria where it needed to be sent, only he knows. Which I hardly doubt it, because a lot of motherfuckers. I'll tell you this: last time when I went through the system, there were certain individuals that I heard their name being called for the chain over and over. They were refusing. And I used to tell the homies, hey, what's up with that, man? The homie can't be refusing a line like that. And he goes, it's been doing it for a couple months now. And the reason is, what I found out after when I landed in the joint that I went to, I've owed some, owed feria to somebody. But anyways, that's a story that I will not talk about. That's as far as I will go. But dope will change a motherfucker. As far as myself, when I'm busted, I will never get high. I'm lying. My first time going to the joint, I got high with the homie from Hazard. Smoked a leño. You know what I mean? I tried Pruno one time in a tumbler, but we were locked down. You know what I mean? We were in Soledad. Had a tumbler, kicking it. We were only slammed down for like about 6 months. Nothing major. But yeah, that was the only time I got high, just that one last time. And then when I seen what happened with people when they start getting high and getting that liquid courage and going to yard, and it's all bad, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I can't. Everything my homeboy spoke with about to Negra with was on point, man. The homie's on top of his A game. He was in the system since he was 2 years old, man. He may not have hit them halls in YA, but he could relate to exactly the way I went through it. I was never in placements or anything, but I was county born and state raised. I've never claimed to have hit YA. I am not a YA baby. I went straight to the war zone, 9500. For those of you that come from my time, back in the early 90s, late 80s, 9500 was very dangerous. That whole county jail was very dangerous. It was rocking and rolling. But even then, when dope would hit, people would change up. So I have to agree with my homeboy on that. When dope lands anywhere, you can see the change in the weather. And what I mean by that is the way people behave. Motherfuckers will sell their souls for that shit. It's a damn shame, man. They lose their dignity. They lose their morals and their self-respect. Not everybody, but there's a good grip of them. And for them homies that are out there supplying the homies that don't have anybody taking care of them from the calles, you're just setting them up. They're gonna build up a credit bill with you, and what are they gonna do? after their favors are all caught up, they can't do no more bottles for you. Them fools are gonna roll it up. They're not gonna stand there and get blasted. Come on now, really? I don't understand why homies do that. They push it on homies, especially when they know that that fool's a straight fucking smoker in the calles. You know? It's crazy. I really don't understand why people do what they do in there, but you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, we're each our own individual, and we make our own beds. We gotta lay in them. But anyways, people, with that being said, man, this is it, man. I'm gonna bring this video to an end. I'll talk to you guys mañana, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to get started in that fitness journey? Right there, baby. High Power Fitness. Telling you, look, proof is in the pudding. Even with the shirt on, my boy, look at that. Proof is in the pudding, baby. Shoot me that DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. I will get you going on becoming that best version of yourself. Let's do this, people.